Hello and welcome, my friend. Today we're going to talk about something very important for every English learner: how to learn English without losing motivation. Learning a language is not always easy, and sometimes you feel tired, slow, or stuck. That's normal. In this episode, I'll speak slowly and clearly so you can relax, listen, and follow along at your own pace. You don't need to study for hours, and you don't need to feel excited every day. What you need is a gentle rhythm, small habits, and a kind attitude toward yourself. Learning English works best when it feels calm, simple, and part of your life, not a heavy responsibility. We'll focus on easy listening, short daily practice, and trusting that progress is happening even when you can't see it yet. Motivation doesn't come from pushing harder, it comes from continuing softly. So take a breath, stay with me, and let's learn English slowly, comfortably, and without pressure, one small step at a time. And as we continue together, I want you to remember something very gentle and very important. Motivation is not something you must feel every day. Many learners think motivation should be strong, exciting, and full of energy. But real motivation is quiet. It is the small decision to continue, even on days when you feel tired or bored. You don't need to feel inspired, you only need to stay connected. Learning English is not about pushing yourself harder. It is about staying close to the language, little by little, day by day. Some days, learning English feels easy. You understand more. You remember words. You feel proud of yourself. Other days, learning feels slow. You forget simple things. You feel like you are not improving. These days can feel discouraging, but these days are normal. They are part of learning. Progress does not move in a straight line. It moves in small waves. Sometimes you move forward, sometimes you stay in the same place. But if you keep showing up, you are always moving in the right direction. Let's talk about why motivation disappears. Often, motivation fades when learning feels too heavy, when lessons are too long, when goals are too big, when you expect fast results. English learning becomes difficult when it feels like pressure instead of support. That is why slow learning works so well. Slow learning removes pressure. It allows your brain to relax. And when your brain is relaxed, it learns better. You don't need to rush. English is not running away. It will wait for you. One powerful way to keep motivation is to make English easy to touch, easy to hear, easy to use. This is where easy podcasts help you. When you listen to slow English, your mind can rest. You don't need to struggle to understand everything. You don't need to stop and translate. You can just listen. Let the sounds come to you. Let the rhythm become familiar. Even if you understand only part of it, learning is still happening. Your ears are learning. Your brain is learning. And you are staying connected to English without stress. Another gentle habit is listening without effort. You can listen while walking, while cleaning, while resting. English does not always need your full attention. Sometimes it can be background music. This kind of listening keeps English close to your life. It stops English from feeling like homework. And when English becomes part of your daily environment, motivation stays naturally. You don't need to force it. Let's talk about small goals. Big goals can be exciting, but they can also be scary. Saying, "I want to speak English fluently," is a big goal. It feels far away. But saying, "Today I will listen for 5 minutes," feels easy, and easy goals are powerful. When you reach a small goal, your brain feels success. Success creates calm motivation. Calm motivation helps you continue. So focus on what you can do today, not what you want to do in 1 year. Another important idea is kindness. Be kind to yourself while learning. Many learners are very strict with themselves.
They get angry when they forget words. They feel ashamed when they make mistakes. But learning needs kindness. When you are kind, you stay open. When you are open, learning flows. Speak to yourself gently. Say, I am learning. Say, it's okay to be slow. Say, I am doing my best today. These words protect your motivation. Now let's talk about routine. Motivation is not strong enough to carry learning every day. Routine is stronger. When English has a small place in your daily routine, you don't need motivation. You just do it. Maybe you listen every morning, maybe every night, maybe while traveling. Choose one simple time. Keep it small. Keep it realistic. Routine creates stability. Stability creates long-term learning. Another helpful practice is repeating familiar content. Many learners think they must always learn something new, but repetition is not boring. Repetition is comfort. When you listen to the same easy podcast again, you understand more. Words feel familiar. Sentences feel lighter. This feeling is motivating. It shows you that progress is real. Repetition builds confidence quietly. Let's also talk about comparison. Comparison steals motivation. When you compare yourself to others, you forget your own journey. Everyone learns differently. Everyone has different time, energy, and experience. Your path is your own. The only person you should compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. And if you stayed connected to English today, you are moving forward. Another way to keep motivation is to make English easy to connect with comfort. Learn in a comfortable place. Sit in a calm space. Drink tea or coffee. Make learning feel safe. When your body feels calm, your mind learns better. English does not need stress to grow. It needs safety and repetition. Now let's talk about listening without fear. Many learners feel nervous when they don't understand everything. But not understanding is normal. Even native speakers don't understand everything all the time. Understanding grows slowly. Trust the process. Let meaning come naturally. You don't need to catch every word. You only need to stay present. Another gentle idea is to notice progress, not perfection. Maybe today you understood one sentence more than yesterday. Maybe a word sounded familiar. Maybe you didn't stop listening. These are signs of growth. Motivation grows when you notice these small changes, so take a moment to notice them. Let's talk about rest again. Rest is part of learning. Some days you may feel tired. It's okay to rest. You can listen quietly, or skip one day and return the next. Motivation does not disappear because you rest. It disappears when you quit. Resting is not quitting. Resting is caring for your learning journey. Another helpful habit is learning English for meaning, not for tests. When English is only about exams or scores, motivation feels heavy. But when English is about understanding stories, ideas, and people, learning feels alive. Easy podcasts help with this. They are about listening, not testing, about understanding, not proving. And now let's talk about patience. Learning slowly does not mean learning weakly. Slow learning is deep learning. When you learn slowly, your brain builds strong connections. These connections last longer. You may not feel fast progress, but you are building a strong foundation, and strong foundations create confidence that lasts. Motivation also grows when learning feels human, when you hear a calm voice, when you feel guided, when you feel supported. That is why podcasts are powerful. You are not alone. Someone is speaking with you, slowly, clearly, and kindly. This connection keeps you going. As we move toward the end of this episode, remember this: you don't need to love learning English every day. You just need to stay close to it. Some days you will enjoy it. Some days you won't. Both are okay. What matters is continuation, gentle continuation. Learning English without losing motivation means choosing calm over pressure, small steps over big promises, routine over excitement, kindness over criticism, and trust over fear. When you learn this way, English becomes part of your life, not a burden. So stay with English, listen slowly, learn gently, rest when needed, return when ready, and trust that every quiet moment with English is moving you forward. You are learning, you are growing, and you are doing enough, one small step at a time.
And as you continue listening, let's slow down even more and take a gentle look at what happens inside your mind when motivation feels low. Often, when motivation disappears, it's not because you don't want to learn English anymore. It's because you feel tired, overwhelmed, or unsure if your effort is working. These feelings are very human. They do not mean you are weak. They mean you are learning something real. Language learning touches memory, emotion, confidence, and identity. So when motivation feels quiet, it's often a sign that your mind needs softness, not force. On days like this, give yourself permission to do less, not more. Instead of studying harder, study lighter. Instead of trying to understand everything, just listen. Instead of pushing your brain, let it rest while English flows around you. This gentle approach keeps the connection alive. And keeping the connection alive is more important than intensity. Motivation survives when learning feels safe. Let's talk about expectations. Expectations can quietly drain motivation. When you expect fast results, every slow day feels like failure. But when you expect slow growth, every small improvement feels like success. Adjusting expectations is not lowering standards, it is choosing reality. English is a long journey, not a short project, and long journeys require patience, flexibility, and trust. When you release the need to be good quickly, motivation becomes lighter and more stable. Another gentle way to protect motivation is to change how you measure success. Success is not understanding every word. Success is listening without quitting. Success is returning tomorrow. Success is staying curious. When you measure success this way, learning feels possible every day. And when learning feels possible, motivation stays alive. Let's talk about familiarity again, because familiarity brings comfort. When you listen to easy podcasts regularly, the voice becomes familiar, the pace becomes familiar, the style becomes familiar. This familiarity creates emotional safety. You don't feel lost, you don't feel confused, you feel guided. And when you feel guided, you relax. Relaxation allows learning to continue, even when motivation is low. Another important idea is to stop fighting boredom. Boredom is not an enemy. Boredom is a sign that your brain is settling into routine, and routine is powerful. When learning becomes routine, it no longer needs motivation. It becomes something you do naturally, like brushing your teeth or drinking water. Instead of avoiding boredom, allow it. Stay with the sound. Stay with the rhythm. Boredom often comes just before deeper understanding. Now, let's talk about identity. Many learners say, "I am bad at English," or "I am not good at languages." These sentences slowly destroy motivation. Words have power. What you say about yourself becomes what you believe. Try changing the sentence. Say, "I am learning English." Say, "I am improving slowly." Say, "I am becoming more comfortable with English." These sentences create space for growth. Motivation grows when identity feels open, not fixed. Another gentle practice is gratitude. Gratitude may feel unrelated to learning, but it is very powerful. Take a moment to feel grateful for your ability to listen, to understand even a little, to learn something new. Gratitude shifts attention from what is missing to what is present.
And when you notice what is present, motivation grows quietly. Let's also talk about learning in seasons. There will be seasons when you learn a lot. There will be seasons when you learn less. Life changes, energy changes, focus changes. This is normal. You do not need to learn the same amount every day forever. You only need to return when you can. Motivation is not about constant effort. It is about gentle return. Another important habit is simplifying your learning environment. Too many apps, too many books, too many methods can confuse your mind. Confusion drains motivation. Choose one or two simple tools. Stay with them. Easy podcasts are one of the best tools for this. They are simple. They are human. They do not demand anything from you. They simply invite you to listen. Simplicity creates calm. Calm supports motivation. Now, let's talk about trust. Trust that your brain is learning even when you don't feel it. Trust that listening is working. Trust that repetition is building understanding. Trust that slow exposure creates deep learning. Many changes happen quietly inside your mind before you notice them. Motivation survives when you trust the process instead of checking results every day. Another way to keep motivation is to connect English with meaning. Ask yourself why you want to learn English. Maybe it's for work. Maybe it's for travel. Maybe it's for understanding the world. Maybe it's for personal growth. Return to this reason gently, not as pressure, but as reminder. Meaning gives learning direction. Direction supports motivation. Let's also talk about community. Learning alone can feel heavy. Even quiet connection helps. Listening to a podcast is a form of connection. You are not alone. Someone is speaking with you. Someone understands your pace. This quiet companionship keeps motivation alive without effort. As you continue learning, remember that motivation does not need to be strong to be real. It only needs to exist a little. A small willingness, a small curiosity, a small decision to listen today. That is enough. Learning English without losing motivation means choosing kindness every day. Kindness in pace, kindness in expectations, kindness in rest. When learning feels kind, motivation feels natural. So keep going gently. Stay close to the language. Listen slowly. Learn calmly. And trust that your motivation is not gone. It is simply resting, waiting for you to continue in your own time. You are doing well. You are learning in a healthy way, and your English is growing quietly, steadily, and patiently with you.